For the top news, we're tracking the government moving to check the rising prices of commodities like onions and potatoes, setting a minimum export price.
Yes, a minimum export price on onions, potatoes has been set with the centre advising states to crack down on hoarding. Additional quantities of rice will now be released in the market. The centre also advising states to remove restrictions on fruit, vegetable procurement. This decision was taken at a top-level meeting chaired by Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. Rupashri Nanda joining us on the phone line. Rupashri, the government moving in to control the damage. What did the Finance Minister say about his meeting with the Food and the Agriculture Ministers?
The Finance Minister was very clear that taming inflation was the top priority for the government, and in that meeting, all the ministers concerning inflation, for instance, Food, Civil Supplies, Consumer Affairs, Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Commerce, and even the Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister were all present. And they have taken a host of decisions, most important of them being, of course, to impose a minimum export price on potatoes as well. Remember, the decision to impose a minimum export price on onions was already taken earlier. The second important decision they have taken is to release an extra amount of rice from the Food Corporation of India into the market that will that will tame the rising prices in rice. The minister also said that while there are 4 commodities which are showing a tendency towards rising in terms of prices, however, these are minimal as of now. And the signal that the government wants to send is that hoarders and speculators should not take advantage of fears of drought and cash in on fears of shortage.
Rupashri, hold on for a moment. We want to play out what Arun Jaitley had to say, and we're going to come right back to you.
States are being advised to delist fruits and vegetables from the APMC list. Minimum export price in relation to potatoes will be fixed by the Ministry of Commerce.
All right, Rupashri is still with us. Rupashri, when he says states have been advised to delist fruits and vegetables from this agriculture produce market committee list, what does that really entail, and will that help going forward?
Amrita, this has been a long-standing demand from many quarters that the APMC laws or APMC Act should be reformed. But then that is a area which is specific to the states, and only the states can take decisions on that. The centre can only advise. So even though the centre has advised the states to act in a particular way, it is not absolutely imperative for the states to follow the centre's advice. Remember, it's just an advisory. The second thing is what they aim to do is to free the movement of fruits and vegetables so that the farmer has the freedom to sell whether through the APMC or outside, and therefore will not fall prey to cartels in many places.
All right.
That was the most important thing, but then it is completely up to the states. Remember, agriculture is a state subject.
All right, joining us also food policy analyst Devendra Sharma. Mr. Sharma, I wonder if you've been following the latest flashes that have been coming in. The government has put a minimum export price on onions and potatoes, advising states to crack down on hoarding. Additional quantities of rice are going to be released in the market, and states have been told to delist fruits and vegetables from the APMC. How far are these measures going to help, and what more could the centre do at this point?
Well, I think the first few suggestions or first actions that have been announced are very good. The final thing that you talk about APMC delisting fruits and vegetables, I think is a questionable move, but I think it needs to be studied whether that's the right move or not. But primarily what the government has done is to raise the MAP, minimum export price, and also the other decisions I think are required at this juncture.
Hoarding is one big worry, sir. What more can the government do? It's only advising the state governments to ensure that hoarders are brought to book and hoarding is checked.
Well, I think this government will have to deliver, because the kind of expectation this people have from this government, it's quite obvious that if these prices start shooting up in the weeks to come or in the days to come, and the government is only passing on the buck to the state government, I think this particular NDA, which is in complete majority, will not like that situation to happen. So I am hoping that they will be having a good tie-up or a collaboration with the state governments to clamp down on hoarding.
All right, Devendra Sharma. Appreciate you joining us. Rupashree Nanda, with that big news coming in, the government moving, remember, to try and tackle those prices. Will it be effective is something we'll have to wait to see.